needs to lie down. What are you doing?
It's okay, Kate, you're safe.
What are you doing? Hey, I said, what are you doing?
Hey Cinemark, Dave Rispoli here, chatting today with the writer-director and the star of the upcoming film, Promising Young Woman. So, ladies, I have to say, this film is like no film I have ever seen before, and I mean that in the best of ways. So, Emerald, how did this story come about?
Well, yeah, so I just wanted to write a revenge movie with a real woman at the centre of it, and the first thing that came to me was this idea of a very drunk woman being undressed on the bed saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? Drunkenly, and then sitting up stone cold sober and saying, what are you doing? I think that was sort of Cassie really and her journey, and it all kind of started from there.
Carey, Cassandra is such a captivating and complex character. What was it that first drew you to the role, and then what was kind of your approach to the character?
When I read it, I just knew that if anybody else played the part, I would be really annoyed and upset. And that's usually a great indicator that I should just immediately jump in, which I did. But there were just so many things. I mean, the script was just so brilliant. I hadn't read anything like it. I didn't know where it was going. And every time I thought I did, I got wrong-footed. And she was just there was so much going on, so much to figure out about her. It was quite daunting, but meeting Emerald and sort of seeing her vision for it, I just felt like I was in the safest pair of hands to do it, and was so excited.
Every week, I go to a club. I act like I'm too drunk to stand. And every week, a nice guy comes over to see if I'm okay.
You okay? You are so pretty. I am a nice guy.
Are you?
Emerald, I noticed that a lot of the male actors in this film, Adam Brody, Bo Burnham, Sam Richardson, they all come across as very nice guys. Was that a part of the choice in the casting to kind of have these nice figures and then the rug pulled out from under us? And can you talk a little bit about the casting process?
If you're talking about grey areas, and if you're talking about people who identify as good people, who believe they're good people, and then kind of as they slowly realise maybe they might not be so good, men and women actually, there's also Connie Britton and Alison Brie, actors that we kind of inherently like as audience members. And I think, casting people against type really helps the audience kind of question their alliances, I think, a bit more. So yeah, it was really important.
And Carey, this film left my head spinning at the end, but for you and for audiences, what do you derive as the message of this film?
Really, this was somebody who's coming from a place of love, probably misguidedly acting out that love and trying to protect somebody, and trying to get justice for somebody. But in terms of a sort of takeaway, I feel like it's so much more about our kind of broader culture, what we've been brought up with, the kind of things that we all kind of accepted quite a lot. Certainly I did. Certainly, it felt very normal to sort of see these storylines that we see in our film play out in comedies and not really question them at all. And so I don't think I think it's much more, I'm excited by the idea of people going away and talking about it, however they feel, and that those conversations will carry on. And you always want to be a part of a film that people will talk about in the weeks and months after they've seen it, and hopefully years. And I do think Emerald has made a film that people will be talking about in years to come.
I completely agree, and I cannot wait for all of you to witness this film. So make sure to get your tickets for Promising Young Woman at Cinemark.com.
Well, the doctor's here.
It's every guy's worst nightmare getting accused like that.
Really? Can you guess what every woman's worst nightmare is?